Chat, did you guys ever play Halo? I remember for me, back in my day, son, when I was about 12 and 13 years old, boy, I played Halo all the dadgum time, boy. It's about all we did, really, is we played. And I actually got second place in Paris, Texas at a Blockbuster tournament. I have you. But apparently this game's getting a lot of flack right now. Apparently it's really going downhill. The new remake people are not liking, so let's get off into the lore and learn a little bit about this.
After playing Halo Campaign Evolved, I can say that it feels less like the start of a new future with Halo, and more like an admission that the people in charge of Halo don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do.
There is no battle more existentially cosmic than being a Halo fan who wants to see Halo succeed, but simultaneously doesn't want to encourage the half-assery it keeps delivering, in a franchise that should be one of the easiest in gaming.
And dude, I do want to see Halo win. I really do. Like, I remember how much joy this game gave me back in the day, but it just seems like it's just gone through the tubes.
In case you haven't been keeping up to speed on the modern woes of the Halo franchise, and from the looks of internet traffic not many of you still are, we've got all kinds of disturbing allegations hitting the timeline right now. Misconduct like verbal abuse, negligence, canceled projects, and even since the big ribbon cutting that management's changing, the name's changing, we're a totally different brand now, we're still suffering from corporate mismanagement.
Wait, they're not Bungie.net or what is it, 343 Studios? It's Halo Studios now?
That mismanagement at Halo? Nah. But instead of reading it all off like a news report or delivering you guys YouTube's 1/1000th The Downfall of Halo video, I want to make like a local burger joint with nothing to sit on but metal bar stools and do things a little differently. I want to look at the newest evidence to draw our conclusions about the current state of Halo. And that newest evidence? We'll look no further than Campaign Evolved, whose early access I just finished playing through. Seriously, don't pay for early access. If not for wanting to be punctual with my content creation, I wouldn't have done it either. Combat Evolved might be my most replayed game of all time, and I'm always down for an excuse to do it again, but $70? And since I'm now contractually obligated to say so, Xbox did end up sending me a code a day after it was already purchasable, so even though I'd already bought it, beat it, and written this video by the time they even offered it to me, I'm still supposed to disclose this because I did redeem the code to have a copy on Steam in case Xbox goes extinct someday. Transparency. In short, you're still watching the thoughts of someone who paid $70 for it, because I did. Let's use Campaign Evolved as a window into Halo Studios' offices. Use it to deduce what's going on behind the smiles, behind the artificial roundtable promo videos, instead of something cool like a giant super big team battle game that's been teased to death in the bone dry Halo content well. Why this remake from this company right now? Let's get into it.
Right, I remember when the pistol was actually a really good gun. On, what is it, Blood Gulch? Where you could actually three-shot somebody in the head with a pistol. I remember that. Like it was freaking yesterday, man. God, it just makes me miss the game. There's so much nostalgia. I'm going to tell you guys a story later on in this episode about a LAN party I had in high school. God, it just brings back so many memories just watching this. So I had to do this just for the nostalgia. But before we get back off into this, don't forget to download Free Cash. It's super simple, dude. You can scan this QR code, click the link in the description. You get $10 just for playing games if you like games. Average time to earn your first cash, 17 minutes. Average withdrawal yesterday is $22. Once again, I got a guy in the Discord who's made over $2,300. Shout out to Eric. But I'm looking to be their #1 guy. So I told them I have a very loyal audience and we could probably get the #1 spot. So even if you guys don't play games, download this. I just want to show them that the people that watch the Levi Nichs show are diehards and loyal and that you guys will convert. So please just go download it. It's super simple. You'll get $10 on me. You can cash out once you hit $20. I don't care if you download it and get your $20 and never play it again. Just go download it now. Make your boy look good, man. Make your boy look good. Let's get back off into this madness.
Let's start with the most blatant evidence on display in this game, a segment we'll call Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. If I were to say a remake of Combat Evolved is the easiest game Halo Studios could make right now, you'd probably naturally assume that I mean all they have to do is follow a 25-year-old blueprint. And in this now third version of Combat Evolved, they do that, and in some ways that is a good thing. The story in this game is good, because Combat Evolved's story is good. This game is fun, because Combat Evolved is fun. Classic levels and set pieces are still recognizable, and in a couple instances improved. I'll get to that later. But what I also mean by easiest is that it's not just the ideas they reuse, it's literal pieces of past games stitched together and called evolution. Remember those prequel missions that are supposed to be original new content? Well, it felt like over half of it was just repurposed segments from Halo 2 Anniversary. Same soundtrack, same sound effects. You free Marine prisoners in areas with grav lift elevators. You take a trip on a
They just upscaled the footage, you know?
like Arbiter did in the library, this time all with a color palette change. Ooh. Even the opening cutscene recycles Chief's boo, just this time with worse comedic timing and a stiff looking running animation. The space battle everyone was excited about? It's just Halo Reach's space battle repurposed. There was a sorta interesting story beat that was retconning a reason for Halo 4's changed Covenant designs. There was a Craig the Brute cameo, and there was even—
What was that, a gorilla?
What I thought was a very interesting idea about Covenant hunting human POWs for sport that could have easily have been its own spin-off or prequel game, but no. It's all sandwiched in this repackaged content from a 2014 remaster. If this was supposed to be the new stuff, this is arguably more indicative of where Halo Studios is going next than the base levels of this remake are. So what does that tell you about this studio's current ability to create, to add to the series as it exists now? And speaking of those base levels, remember those Halo Infinite assets that were recreated in Unreal that the hardest huffers of Copium tried to swear were just early placeholders for the reveal? Those aren't placeholders, they're in the final game. Some weapons, weapon animations, enemy designs, structure textures, slightly altered from the pre-launch build, sure, but mostly with some quick color tweaking more than anything. Like Grunt skin, for example, it's been made darker to look more like CE's grunts. Why is a remake of Combat Evolved using visual inspiration from games that aren't Combat Evolved? I'll tell you why. After playing it all the way through, what I had initially assumed was the arrogance of Halo Studios wanting to rewrite Bungie's Halo game to look more like a 343 Halo game, I now recognize is most likely a matter of friction within Halo Studios itself. If reusing assets is the best they can offer 5 years after Infinite's release, this tells me they're not in a good place right now. In fact, I'm shocked that they were spared Asha's wrath in that newest round of mass Xbox layoffs. So far. For comparison, if you recall, Halo Infinite's plummet from the short-lived grace it—
God, the graph started pretty high. You can't really see it, January 2022, but then it's just, dude, nobody's playing this game. Me and my buddies stopped playing this game too, dude. We were playing it a lot online, like before COD was a thing, before Call of Duty was really popular. We played this online all the time. We'd hop in the Warthog, my buddy would drive, I would shoot. I would come in this game and drop 30 bombs, 35 bombs. And in this game, you could do a 1v4. You could be down 3 players and you could still win. I remember I beat a squad of 4 at the peak of when I was really good at this game playing online. And I beat a squad of 4 very easily and got like 45 kills and won the game. But on Call of Duty, that is not the case. And then I go back and I've actually tried to play Halo again, but it's so slow. Like the game style is so slow. Like you have movement demons on Call of Duty, and if they could come even close to that with Halo, I'd probably play it. But I will not be buying this. I will not be playing Halo probably ever again, which is really sad because it's the one game I fell in love with as a kid that I wish they would bring back.
Easy, easy, easy is the name of this game. And if it weren't for Rebs' very troubling recent reports, I would have assumed this was also due to pure laziness. But some of these new allegations against the company paint a very different picture for why so many shortcuts were taken. Apparently, the newest head of Halo Studios, Pierre Hintz, who replaced Bonnie Ross after she stepped down, is just as, if not more, unqualified to lead the Halo team. Remember all those projects they told us about a year and a half ago that they were working on because moving to
You know what they should do? What they should do is hire somebody that won the blockbuster competitions. Let that guy be the CEO. Somebody that's actually played the game. They should try to get Ninja to come in and maybe help.
As of right now, Campaign Evolved is reported to be the only project in active development at Halo Studios, as in people were pulled away from other projects and those projects were shut down so that they could help finish out Campaign Evolved, because apparently this remake was too hard. And according to Rebs, this was after they'd already outsourced level and technical design to a studio called Abstraction, by the way. This should not have been an all-hands-on-deck kind of game. This is something you make in tandem with another mainline title. This is the story of a desperate company led by a reportedly arrogant man, screaming at employees, telling them to get out mid-work day. And if the reports are true, complaints were filed with HR, but nothing was ever done. Combine these reports of leadership's attitude, dropping projects, and development shortcuts, and this becomes much easier to understand what—
Brian, I remember sniping having no recoil. If you snipe on Call of Duty, there's so much recoil with the gun, it's almost annoying, bro. But on this game, on Halo, 0 recoil. You just hop on, you snipe people in the face, and a headshot was, oh man, it's just so much nostalgia, bro. I miss this game so much. This is what made me fall in love with video games. Like, I love Tekken, I love Mortal Kombat, but this competitive style gameplay where you could hop into an unfiltered lobby was really where I learned how to talk the most trash.
Victim of modern media stupidification, where the audience is treated like they just gained consciousness for the first time today, waypoints guiding the player down a hallway that only has one direction, sometimes just feet at a time? Check. Never mind the glowing arrows on the ground or the only door in the room, you need help. The original brought out waypoints sometimes, but then after that, it was on the player to explore and use environmental clues to figure out where to go. Is that door locked? Don't go there. Are there dead jackals on the ground? You're going backwards, turn around. And how this campaign evolved used 20 extra years worth of technology to improve on the areas that are most criticized for being too open or too complicated in the original. Well, the easiest way possible, of course. It adds more waypoints. And I'm not just talking the 2 Betrayals Banshee segments, those were there in the original too. I mean everywhere. Don't explore, just progress. How about crowding your HUD space to remind you how to shoot with icons that you can't get rid of? Check. So what if 5-year-olds could figure it out in 2001? You're stupid. You'll forget.
I will say I do get annoyed with how much stuff they put on screen. Like, gotta have your gun, gotta have your grenades, gotta have the map, gotta have this, that. Even with Call of Duty, that gets on my nerves.
Banshee shortcut in the original on your own? Well, not anymore.
Look, Covenant Banshees. We can use them to fly straight to the control structure. Don't let anyone else touch them.
The downgraded AI in this game are already less aware of their surroundings than the original, let alone are they gonna bother racing you to a Banshee.
And dude, I remember sticking people. You stuck so-and-so. God, I remember that.
Just doing her job, but when it comes to player agency during gameplay, there are limits to this kind of hand-holding. Or at least there should be. Watch this. I want you to think about the Unreal Mario and the Focus M meme. It's a meme that keeps on giving.
Stealth elites, watch your motion tracker and look for distortions in the air.
People like to put Halo players down by saying that Halo is just baby's first FPS, but this baby didn't need red markers over camoed enemies.
Oh my god,
just
look
saying.
at all the...
And they do this multiple times in the remake. If you're counting with me, that is 3 different indicators.
Bro, you don't need all these indicators. It's just like super easy mode. Why is... Yeah. God, that's terrible.
For having the best hit feedback of any FPS series ever made, adding hit markers because modern games do? Check. Visuals that go for realism over art style because modern games do? Check. A game whose difficulty was balanced around needing med packs to heal you so that you were deterred from just running past enemy encounters and getting shot in the back. Now having sprint and regenerative health because modern games do? Check. I went into the sprint stuff more in my demo impressions video, so I'll keep it brief here by saying yes, there have been improvements since then. Wanting to be modern for the sake of being modern and cutting corners to do it means in this remake, the level design doesn't appear to have been altered from the original in any noticeable way to complement now having sprint. But it also doesn't feel as fast as it did in the demo, and anytime you get hit, it stops you, like D-scope, but for sprint. And I'm pretty sure this game's spawn rate for enemies is way higher than the originals. You're basically fighting armies that are shooting at you at all times. On legendary difficulty, the sprint-only strat usually didn't work and ended with me getting my teeth kicked in every time. But on heroic, yeah, so long as there weren't required enemies to take out to progress, it really wasn't a problem just running past encounters. Dude, speedruns of this remake are gonna be so boring when a default ability lets you do it by accident. People new to Halo won't know any better not to do.
Dude, why are they making games so easy now? Do they all just think we're retarded? Like, why is this the case? This is so... I remember when games were actually very hard and you didn't get a lot of... You didn't get a step-by-step. You didn't get a, hey, you got to go here. Hey, you got to do this. And I remember when I fell in love with Halo, when Halo 2 came out, I skipped school in 8th grade to with my buddy, who if you're watching, Jimmy, I love you, dog. His Xbox Live username was a poor fat kid. So when you got killed by him, it said, you got killed by a poor fat kid. What was your first gamer tag? Do you guys remember? Mine was Vixel, which was Levi X. So if any of you guys are real ones and you see me, or if you want to put that in the chat right now, Vixel, Vixle. If you guys call me Vixel, dude, we go way back. We go further back than my dadgum hairline. But that was my first gamer tag in 8th grade was Vixel. And I spent so many hours on this game, dude. So many hours.
The opening one removed the hangar sequence, but it did give more scale to the attack happening outside the Pillar of Autumn. Jenkins's tape makes... Which, to their credit, it's a very good-looking game. There's even more visual variety within levels like 343 Guilty Spark.
It looks really nice. I mean, the graphics look great.
An improvement. But then they go and still remove many of the visual cues and identity of the original that it had going for it. Not nearly as badly as Anniversary did. Yuck. But 14+ years of the IP, and these guys still don't understand the appeal of the Forerunners or what they added to the story with their technology alone. It was interesting that stuff that looked like it was natural really wasn't, like this bridge. Not anymore. Now it's just a metal bridge. much. As for the Forerunner textures themselves, they made it dirtier and grimier since the reveal, but I mean, it's still not the rock metal hybrid that made it unique in the first place. It's still just silver sci-fi metal, evidence to me that says they prioritize consistency with their later games more than they do preserving the mysteries in the original. Anybody want to tell me why it was—
You splattered so-and-so. Dude, oh my God, I just remember so much of this. I remember watching MLG. Member? I've been watching South Park. Member berries. You member? Just this brings me so far back, dude. Okay, so I'll get into this LAN party I had. So there was a LAN party that I had in, I think it was 8th grade, maybe 9th grade, and I had like 16 boys over at my house. That sounds really bad, but we were all kids. We were like 14, 15 years old. 16 guys over at my house. And we had a TV in each room. My house was really small at the time, so like we had a TV in the living room, we had a TV in like our kitchen/den, and then we had one in 2 of the bedrooms because I grew up in a three bed, 2 bath house. But the one bathroom that was the master bathroom was an addition that my dad built. So it was bad. Anyways, so we've got 4 rooms, 4 TVs, 16 guys, and all we're doing is just splitting up games. We're playing like, you know, what is it? Not Battle Royale. I can't remember what they called it, but we were playing like, you know, everybody's on their own squad or team, and then we're playing 4 teams of 4. And this is when I was at the genesis of my trash talking. Dude, I was screaming to the top of my lungs about dudes getting RAPE'd. I was like, I graped you. Yeah. Like, screaming it so loud that our neighbor came over and thought a girl was getting assaulted. It was that bad. My neighbor knocked on the door and she's like, is everything okay? I hear somebody, you know, screaming that they're getting RAPE'd. And I thought something was going on. And that was not the case. My mom's like, no, it's just boys playing Halo. Another thing we did that night, this was at the height of Jackass too, dude. This is at the height of Jackass. So I had all these guys over. Everybody was going to stay the night. I mean, we're not drinking or anything. We're 14, 15 years old. But everybody has to stay the night. Of course, we're just going to play Halo all night. My mom was a goat, by the way, because she let us do it. I had shaved my pubes the night before and put them in a Ziploc baggie. Once again, this is the height of Jackass. I had my pubes in a Ziploc bag, and I said, the first guy that goes to sleep is getting these pubes in their mouth, and we will record it. I told everybody that. So everybody knew that that was going to be the case. Well, somebody fell asleep that night. And guess what happened? I put those pubes right here in his mouth, and I videoed it. I did. I'm sorry. I was a terror, dude. Jackass was not good for kids, man. Not good. We recorded it. Dude, he fell asleep. I'm not gonna dox him. I've got a funny story though about it though. We do that to him. We video it, and dude, he's traumatized. You know, it's so bad. It's so bad. Probably, I'd say maybe 10 years later, I'm 24. He hits me up on LinkedIn, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I remember what you did to me back in 8th grade." And he's like, everybody made fun of me for it. You ruined my life. He goes, I'm living here now. I'm doing this. You need to look up, bitch. I was like, oh my God. So that's a joke now. With me and my buddies is we say look up. But he came back. He came back 10 years later and said that to me, bro. But dude, I was a demon. That was horrible. I feel bad for doing it. I really do. But but should I feel really that bad, chat? Because I did warn him. I said, hey, whoever falls asleep first is gonna get this. It's like a chaw on the lip. You're gonna get a chaw of pubes, dude. But yeah, that was one of my stories from Halo. I love that game, dude. I've been seeing a lot of the discourse online, and it brings back such a sense of nostalgia, and I miss it. I miss it so much. I mean, I love Call of Duty. It is so great. But man, there's something about Halo that will always have a place in my heart that I just really do miss. All right, let's go to the comments of yesterday's video. They're erasing this Ellen DeGeneres interview from the internet right now. This isn't sad, it's demonic. Celebs are ghouls, and they're freaking out. The masses are starting to catch on. Seems really satanic, TBH. Don't forget about Planned Parenthood selling bulk aborted babies for the stem cell treatments and serums. Oh my God, adrenochrome. Good Lord.
Stupid.
My bad. Hello, Levi. Actual female here. Min2 from Finland. Firstly, I have no facial piercings. I like my hair and face natural. And your videos make me feel very good about myself. I'm a trad wifey. I cook, I clean, I do all the house chores for my fiance without him needing to ask. I just love being in his peace. I love being his peace. I'm not a piece of his problems. I love your quote. Ship it a nice. Should have bought a Honda. Put it on a t-shirt. You're doing God's work with your videos. Reducing the simpidemic so the hoflation will eventually disappear, hopefully. My fiance and I love your content. You're humble, funny, and truly preaching a message that should be heard. My man and I send tons of respect from Finland. Keep doing what you are doing. Thank you so much, Trailer Park Tai. Thank you. I appreciate that. The countless who bathed in the blood of 100 virgins, that happened. This is satanic. Hollywood's most prolific cannibal. They laugh disgusting. But you can't erase how evil Ellen actually is. Dude, that was a real tip through insanity. My head hurts. Please, somebody tell me if I'm wrong. They say this skin treatment has baby foreskins, but Levi brought up a point. Where is all these foreskins coming from? Because you'd need like 4,000 to make a bottle of this stuff. I'm thinking, what about the abortions? Maybe that's why they push women's rights so hard these days. I mean, I'm just saying. Could be a conspiracy. How you going to get this many? Do you show up at a hospital and say, hey, where are the foreskins at? No, it's all the babies that are probably aborted. That's where they probably get all these. It's sickening. It really, truly is. It really, truly is. Ain't that right, Lokis?
What a good boy.
I added that for you guys because you're sick. You guys are sick, bro. You guys are sick, dog. You guys are so sick. Wait. Frick. You guys are sick, homie. Yeah, here, I'll hit it again.
What a good boy.
I found that one, bro. And I was like, this one's so sick, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, man, put Halo in the comments if you stuck around this long. And man, this is just one game I really loved. I'm so bummed that it's gone in the tubes. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's always good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.